I feel like God just put us on certain journeys to prepare us for whatever it is we supposed to be doing out here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all the shit I went through, it strengthened my mind, my whole shit, as far as how I move, how I look at shit, the game I give to the bros that's trying to do the same, you know what I mean? Like, I just got a different outlook on it now, like, you know what I mean?
Look at the game switch.
Hey, shut up. Lieutenant made this one.
It's BNF Podcast. We back with another dope episode. I got a special guest with me before I even introduce him and bring him in. Got to pay some bills. Shout out to Probity Tax Office, 916 Dorchester Ave. Get your taxes done. We got the BNF Smoothies. Go check us out. 444 Blue Hill Ave. Make sure you get your BNF Smoothie. We got the honey pack in there. Make sure you niggas get right. B-Days around the corner. I told you I came home doing burpees. I'm getting right with the BNF Smoothie. Trust me, it works. We're about to jump into a special episode. We got my nigga Dave East in the motherfucking building, man. Hand clap for him.
Yo. It's cracking, bro.
What's poppin' with you, man? What's good?
Happy to be out here. You know I fuck with Boston. What's up?
No bullshit, you're a resident out here. You're really a resident. You had your way out here. Before we get into that, I got a gift to give you from the house company that we got going on today. Tequila brand. They wanted me to give you this right here.
Oh, good looking. No
That's
kid
that rapper
package.
shit. That's that
Thank you,
rapper
man.
shit. You used to get free shit.
Nah, but I'm checking it out though. Some fire.
You got some shit in there.
How you pronounce that?
We got the 1950s.
Selvina.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Selvina, man. I appreciate that.
Let's take a shot real quick before we start this.
Let's do it.
I don't know.
I gotta do the brown one though. I know the vibes, nigga. I don't want you pouring my shot, nigga. Salute.
Salute, my guy.
Oh, gee. Smooth.
Smooth, right? I fuck with the Rebel. That's the Rebel.
Smooth. It don't got that.
Harsh taste.
You know
to
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah,
Smooth.
that shit's smooth. Let's get back to it. I feel like you're a Boston resident. I don't know if you know this, but I'm the first nigga to bring you to Boston.
What?
Before
Shit got blurry for me, man. Like, I don't,
2016, I don't know if you can remember the first time you ever came to Boston, but 2016, shout out to my nigga Brooklyn. My nigga Brooklyn in the building. Put
Facts.
it together. We put it together. I
You
did
been
a
bring me
party.
out here for a minute, cuz.
We went to Bijou.
dog.
Young and May was there.
Bijou.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
it's, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
I'm the
alright.
reason why your homies know about that CV Grease.
Okay.
I'm the reason.
That's the shit is like the hotel is right across the street.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
right.
Yes.
I remember that spot.
I know you're a faithful guy, so you know during that time I know you wasn't really playing ball like that. But the homies, I'm the reason why his homies know about Cape Verdeans and all that. I bought
Fire.
into the town.
Shooter.
Shit like
Them were
that.
shooter days. God bless my boy's soul. He definitely had to been in the building for that.
Not only that,
Lord.
2016, you made me stop podcasting too.
You started podcasting?
I stopped because of you.
What I do?
And I'm gonna tell you what you did. You know, that's why I wanted to take a shot first before, you know, I tell you my beef with you real quick. You know, but we good now.
Fuck I do.
You had a show in Rhode Island.
Okay.
I'm listening to Brooklyn. It's after the show. You in the car. You chilling.
Okay.
I didn't want to bother you. I'm like, yo, Brooklyn, should I holler at him to do this podcast with me tomorrow? He's like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You're saucy. You're in the whip. I
Right.
really didn't want to do it.
That wasn't the right time to
It
ask.
wasn't. First, the time was
If
bad.
I'm
The
lit,
timing was bad. I knew
don't
the
ask-
timing was bad.
Don't ask me nothing
That's why I
lit.
went to Brooklyn for permission. Like, is this a good idea?
Don't
Yeah,
ask
he
me
juiced
nothing
me up.
lit.
Yeah, go, nigga, that's my man. Go holler at him, whatever. That's the homie, whatever. So I go over there, dap you up, whatever, and I'm talking about a podcast. You looking at me like, you know that look when Iverson gave when they said nigga about practice.
Mm-hmm.
You looked at me like podcast, nigga. That's the type of look. I'm like, yo, I'm never doing.
You know
this
what's
shit
crazy
again.
though? Now that I really think about it, 2016 podcast wasn't the shit. Like that. Now that shit is on fire. I
Yeah,
see what's
it
going
was
on
rare.
with it.
It was real.
But 2016, I was like, I probably wasn't even trying to get
I don't even
interviewed.
think you heard what I said.
Yeah.
All you seen was a nigga and you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Probably didn't hear you. But I just know me thinking back, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the podcast flow is like it is today.
That is true.
You know
that
what I'm
is
saying?
true. And also,
I salute what's going on with the podcast.
Also, I think my approach was wrong. That's why even though I do parties I do a lot of parties or whatever, I really don't like approaching niggas for pics and shit like that just because of reasons like that. I like niggas that have their time, enjoy themselves or whatever. That's why I like the buffer with the manager. But I don't know, Brooklyn. Fuck you for the, you know what I'm saying? You did me dirty, but you know, we here now. Like,
nigga drunk. This is what I always say this though with anybody, right? In any situation, because I've been in situations where, like early on, like I get in a room with a certain celebrity and I be hyped, like, oh, nah, I gotta meet this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I know how to hold it down. But if you visibly see the nigga drunk or like enjoying himself, I'll be like, nah, this ain't the time.
This ain't the time.
Because I don't know, you don't know who you gonna get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody already in they vibe or whatever, so I ain't mean no disrespect.
No, you good. You good. We good now. Life comes full circle. You on the pod now. We lit. Then I booked you again. I got you another bag.
Okay.
I got you another bag, 2018.
Keep them shits coming, man. I appreciate it.
I got you another bag in 2018, but niggas hated and called a bomb threat. That was you and Millie's. We were supposed to go to venue.
Oh, niggas said they was gonna kill me and all that. In the club.
Yeah, you upset a few people, whatever like that.
I think they called the owner, because I mean we sat outside that club for like an hour, because I think they used me on a flyer, they promoted. I know they made their money.
Yep.
So I'm like, nah, I need something. I ain't about to just tell me a nigga trying to come do me something. I can't get not $1. You bugging. I remember that night.
So those are the few events that, you know, I had. And Millie's, shout out to Millie's too. That's my guy.
Blanco, my dog.
And you niggas, y'all probably the first passport boy rappers. Especially Millie's.
First what?
Passport rappers. Cause y'all niggas Columbia.
Oh yeah.
Especially.
He was going out there before me though. I ain't really.
That's
I'm a fan of Pablo Escobar. Just his whole. You know what I mean? Not all the foul shit, but you know what I'm saying? The hustle side of his whole story. So I always was a fan of that shit, but Millie's was going out there. Like, I'm like, I would see him like, what the fuck you doing in Colombia? He just laughing shit. So I was like, yo, bro, next time you go out there, I'm going. Like, I don't want to hear nothing. I'm going out there. Like, and from then on, I met people out there. My guy Kapler, big shout out to Kapler. But it's another, sometimes you just need another perspective on shit.
No, that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And shout out to Millie's again. I'm catching on to you, Millie's, because I know there's a Millie's and there's a Blanco. I see you traveling, but when I seen you go to Haiti to shoot a music video, I'm like, niggas don't go to Haiti to shoot music videos, so Millie's, I'm on to you, man. I don't know what you got going on, but I'm on to you. 2016, let's talk about you being on a double XL.
The freshman cover shit?
Freshman cover. And
Vanessa, big shout out to Vanessa for that.
That was a tough lineup, too.
Yeah, that was a heavy. I feel like that class was. I feel like that class is is kind of shifted shit. You know what I mean? Musically.
And it's still heavy hitters right now in the game.
Yeah, hell
because you got Uzi was on there, Yachty, Kodak, G Herbo.
There was some niggas on that cover. Shouts to all of them.
Yeah,
I fuck with everybody on that cover.
No Freaky.
Who?
Lil Dicky was on that cover too.
Oh yeah, that's my dog. Yeah. You know it's crazy, me and him went to college together and I ain't know.
Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't know him in school. He was like, I played ball in Richmond, University of Richmond, before they kicked me out that shit. But Lil Dicky was one of them, the motherfuckers be in the crowd. You know, you watch the college games.
Yeah,
and they got
wild fans.
They got their chest painted and they wild and all. He was that. Like, but I never met him until the rap shit. And then he told me that story. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But shouts to him. He put me on this TV show too. He got the show Dave and all that.
Dave, yep. I think you was on there and
Yachty. Put me and Yachty on there.
That's the freshman cover right there.
Yeah.
2016. That must have been an impactful year because when I had you out here, you had like a young following. I seen all these white kids rapping your music, smoking weed. And I'm like, yo, this dude got something, man. Like, was 2016 one of your most important years when it came to rapping?
I would say 2016 changed. That changed my daughter that year. That was the first. I had a child that year. Kyrie was born 2016, so I feel like everything shifted from 15 to 16 for me. I moved out the projects. I got to deal with Nas. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was like I said earlier, it was a blur. But 2016, hell yeah, I think that's when a lot of people first heard my name and shit like that.
Yeah, that's when I got familiar with you, was in 2016. Growing up in Harlem, you from Harlem. How was that experience growing up from Harlem? There's a lot of greats who come from Harlem.
Right.
What are some of the challenges you face growing up in Harlem?
Every challenge, I feel like any ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Any place of poverty or people that really don't have, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that creates its own challenges. I just grew up fast, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I did mad shit by the time I was already like 16, 17, that a lot of niggas don't do today in their 20s, you know what I mean? So I just feel like I was already kind of prepped for this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One thing about Harlem, I feel like it's hard to be broke, it's hard to be pop, because I feel like...
Why?
When I think about Harlem, I think about niggas getting fly, niggas getting money, niggas getting to it. It's like a lot of hustling. The culture of Harlem to me, very flamboyant.
Yeah, but I don't, you know, it's still that's the hood. So, you know, in every hood you're gonna have niggas that's getting it, niggas that ain't. Yeah. That's what creates the wolves. You know what I'm saying? That's what creates the, you know what I mean? Like you always got both sides of it. In any hood, but Harlem, of course, you got both. I just feel like we've always been promoted fly, get money,
absolutely.
Cars, fat. Yes. I mean, or like that's what you've seen if you know what I mean? But it's another side to that. You know what I mean? In any hood.
Name the top 3 most influential niggas to you that came out of Harlem. It could be
these tops, man. Pause. These tops, these
no
motherfucking
freaky.
tops.
No freaky.
Influential?
Yeah, to you. You guys got a lot.
Yeah, that's tough. I would go Cam, Jim, just Dipset, Freaky, Jewel, like they whole energy.
So we'll say Dipset as a whole for now.
That's you know what I mean? I would say Mace.
Okay.
Early, because I was a fan of me.
And I'm not just talking about
I was
rapping.
a fan of him early, before Dipset. Yeah, just in general. Sham God with basketball, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do the rapping, I play ball, so I would go with them as far as top. Just on some influential shit, like watching from afar, yeah, probably them.
I thought you would have said, would have mentioned Rich Porter.
I ain't from Rich era. I never seen Rich. I think everybody watched Paid in Full and shit and think every nigga that been in Harlem or from Harlem was chilling with Rich. I never met Rich. I respect his legacy and what he created, but I never, you know what I mean? I know people that know him.
Yeah.
But I personally never had a conversation with Rich. Like,
do you think you're one of the top 3 best hoopers that rap from Harlem?
If I cared about it, yeah. I don't really, you know what I mean? Me, if I'm on it, yeah, hell yeah.
Cause you got Cam, you got Mace. I know they used to hoop and they rap.
Right.
You might be.
It's a bunch of niggas that's dead nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? My bro Sap, that be with me. Final Four, Georgetown. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's top. I feel like there's a lot of top ball players came out of Harlem.
I didn't even know Harlem had hoopers like that, because when I think about New York, when it comes to ball, Harlem is not one of the boroughs that I really think about when it comes to
Harlem ain't a borough.
No. So we got
Manhattan's the borough. Harlem just uptown.
Okay.
It's a neighborhood.
Okay.
It's 50 blocks, some shit like that. Like it ain't, you know what I mean? But it seemed that big, you know what I mean? To the world and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's its own place, the way just people talk about it. I had J1 up here and we talked about the verses.
That's my boy. Fuck with Jay.
Yeah, I fuck with Jay too. He said something that was controversial and went crazy on the IG page. He believes that Jim Jones could have carried the verses for Dipset, and if there was a verses amongst the crew, he believes that Jim Jones would win. He has the better catalog. I know you're from Harlem. Do you believe that is true, that Jim Jones has the best catalog amongst Dipset members?
I don't know. I feel like they made some powerful music as a group. The Diplomats, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like Cam got solo pain, L's got solo. I feel like all three of them got fire, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I just think right now, Jim is the most active.
It's Jim's time, yeah.
What's going on?
I feel like Jim's been the most active for the last 10 years.
He's in tune with the streets, with the youth, with the you know what I mean, just what's going on. I just feel like he's more, you could get next to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could talk to that nigga and shit like that.
Yeah. Moving forward, let's keep talking about basketball for a little second. So, you played D1 basketball. Mm-hmm. Did you ever think that you would stop playing basketball to start rapping?
Hell no. I ain't know nobody, like I didn't know nothing about, I knew I loved rap, but I'm not a nigga that had like a cousin that worked at a label or a friend that was making beats or like, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't the shit at that time, like, you know what I mean? That's when it was like really like ball is life. I watched everybody's like that didn't make it with the ball shit, jump into the rap shit. A bunch of niggas tried it. But you know what I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like ball for me, it gave me structure. It gave me the understanding of team. It gave me the understanding of losing. You know what I mean? Like the understanding of winning, like all of that. I feel like I got all of that from ball, and I kind of just applied that shit to life. Like I think rap worked for me because I approached it with the grind I had for basketball. You know what I mean? I'd be in the studio all night, all day, all week, like same way I would be in the gym. So when I approached it like that, my work ethic was like just
makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? I was ready to do this shit. Without even knowing I was gonna make it or nothing. I just approached it like that. Like if I'm gonna put all them hours in the gym, I gotta do the same with the music. I think anything you do, you gotta get that shit 20,000 plus hours, like before you can say that's what you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put that time in. I put the time in with the music.
When did you realize that you didn't want to play ball no more? Like, fuck it.
It wasn't even that. I went to jail. So it was like I fucked up my chances of that clean slate. You know, when they talking about you in the media and all that, it's like all American, you know what I mean? Top of his class. I fucked all that up. Going to jail, you know what I'm saying? So after that, it was like, all right, I might still could do it. I got offers to go overseas and all of that. Matter of fact, my coach at I went to a school called Towson in Baltimore, and the assistant coach, I think his name was Jim Mill. Right when I left, he got a top job. He got like a head coaching job in like Turkey or some shit. He was like, yo, come over here. They gonna pay you such and such, set you up. I'm like, I'm not going to no fucking Turkey. I don't know the food, the language, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think by then my love for ball had kind of fizzed out, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I had so many ups and downs, got kicked out of this school, got to another school, they sat me down. I'm ineligible, I get eligible again. It was just so much, you know what I'm saying? That shit became a roller coaster. I was like, I was off of it. You know what I mean? But even at that time, I didn't know I'm about to be Dave East or I'm about to be a rapper, like, you know what I'm saying?
How did your relationship begin with KD? Is that somebody you knew throughout basketball?
With Kevin?
Yeah.
I met Kevin when I went to Maryland. Okay. I went to Maryland like 10th grade.
He always been tough, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He always been him.
10th grade, I met him. Yeah, like that summer. My summer going into summer going into 10th grade, I met him. Because I played for an AAU team down there called DC Assault. That was like a top. They had everybody on that squad. Michael Beasley.
Baltimore got talent.
Yeah, that whole DMV area at that, like I'm not up to date with it today, but at that time, they had some tough niggas down there, you know what I'm saying? But me and Kevin, I met him like 10th grade. Yeah, 10th grade. And from then on, me and him was locked in. But he just went somewhere else with the shit. I was still, you know what I mean? I was nice,
yeah, of course. I remember
I sat and watched that nigga. Really, you know what I'm saying? I think he just got 30,000 points or some shit like that, right? Yeah. Congrats, bro. Yeah.
Versus the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's fire. But you know what it is? It's just ill to see, to watch that shit. I seen it. Like, you know what I mean? From AAU, high school, he was at Montrose, all that. I seen all of that. Texas, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Word. Then at Towson, his older brother, Tony, was my roommate. So me and Kevin was like always kind of locked in, like, you know what I mean? Kind of tied.
I remember listening to an interview and you talked about how you used to go to his studio. I don't know if his studio was in his apartment, but he used to let you go to the studio.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Nah, this is what happened. So this after I got out of jail, he's in the league. He's playing for the
OKC?
Thunder. This the year after Seattle moved to OKC.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think I put out a little mixtape or some shit I did, and it was on like datpiff.com. That's when DatPiff was cracking.
Yeah.
Everybody's shit was on DatPiff, you heard? He hit me on Twitter or MySpace, whatever the fuck, whatever we was on at that time. He was like, bro, that's you rapping? I'm like, yeah. He like, yo, I got a studio in the crib, da-da-da, whenever you free. I'm like, I'm free right now. I'm in the projects, bored out my mind. You know what I mean? He brought me out there and we locked in. That's when Hard and all them was on the team together. That was fire. Yeah, but that was early on. But that might have been like 13, 14 before I really like, you know what I'm saying? He seen it early and he was on some shit like he was making beats. He liked to produce and shit like that. So yeah.
When did you realize like this rapping shit could work for you?
Everybody kept giving me the same response. Everybody, like every crowd, everywhere I would go and rap, or niggas, like I had homies that be like, yo, rap, spit that shit real quick. I would get the same response from everybody. Bro, that's what made me feel just more confident. Like, oh, all right, let me get nicer with this shit if niggas is fucking with it. Or
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard you, I was like, yo, this dude got some high level bars. And I'm like, yo, Dave East he's really gonna be something in the rap game. Cause right now, we in 2025. How long you been in this game? Like 10 years?
Dime. Solid dime. It don't feel like that long though, but yeah, 10 joints.
Yeah, time went by fast. I still feel like you a young nigga in the game to
me. Hell yeah, I'm young. Yeah. I don't feel old.
You shouldn't.
I don't feel old. I feel like music is dope because music is like it go with your life though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people that get that super rush early like that it's hard to withstand that. You know what I'm saying? Like I like my shit just gradual. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody ain't gotta fuck with it. Like, but those that is rocking with it, like I'ma constantly grow and, you know what I mean, just give you pieces of my life as I get older. Cause I'm not gonna rap the same shit or sound the same. I mean, as I did when I was 24, 25.
As a person,
niggas get older. You know what I mean?
When you first got your deal, I believe Nas gave you your first deal.
Yeah, Massacre.
How was that experience for you? Getting your first deal by one of the legends in the rap game.
That was fire. I look at it now iller than I did then. You know what I mean? At that time, it was like, yo, this is crazy. But I didn't really, I feel like, you know, when you get the deal, you feel like your life supposed to change immediately. Like you supposed to get the Bentley, the big house, like that ain't, I mean, it ain't go like that. But I had the deal, I had the recognition, my name was out. And then then it was like, all right, now the magnifying glass on me, I gotta maneuver through this shit, you know what I'm saying? But I look at it now, like that was some of the illest, probably the illest thing that could have happened for me.
That's a dope cosign too, to get it from a
nigga
like
the dopest.
Yeah.
You shit me, like what? You know what I mean? As far as like the type of nigga I am and the cloth I'm cut from, the music I make, the music I'm a fan of, that was the illest of cosigns, like, you know what I'm saying?
I spoke about Millie's before. How did y'all relationship start?
Millie's?
Yeah.
I met Millie's in the Bronx.
Okay.
Through my guy Set Free.
Okay.
Word. Big shout out to Set Free. Word. That's how I met Millie's. And he just, I mean, his energy was always like, you know what I mean? Like I fuck with him, like good energy, and he can rap his ass off.
Yeah, he can rap.
We just had a lot of similarities as far as our passion for this shit. You know what I'm saying? So just over time, that bond built, it grew. You know what I'm saying? And that's my dog.
We had a few joints together, collabs.
Yeah. We was already doing shit before we did the tape. We had joints. I mean, I did a few records with him. I mean, back and forth. But then once we went to Columbia, we did the Pablo and Blanco shit. And I think that's like a real fan favorite. If you fans of me and him, you know what I mean?
So you caught another deal after the Esco.
Yeah, with Def Jam.
Def Jam. Mm-hmm. How was that? I know that's a major. So how was that different from your first deal?
It was different. It was more people involved with it, like the actual music and shit. It was like a whole label. You know what I mean? Mass Appeal wasn't. It was a label, but it was more like I was really direct with Nas. Like, you know what I'm saying? With Def Jam, it's like they got mad artists. It was cool. I appreciate that experience in the rooms it got me in and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or
For a new artist today, you think is it better to be an independent artist or to go the major route?
I think it's too much information out there now to not be indie. If you figure that out, you know what I mean. Like you figure out exactly what works for you. You figure out your fan, your audience. You know what I'm saying, and what they like you for, what they fuck with you for. Really ain't no need for no label, but I feel like it go either way. You know what I'm saying? For some artists, some people, they want that. I wanted that experience. I wanted to say I was on Def Jam where DMX was over there at one time.
Yeah. It's a name brand.
All these motherfuckers, all these
Def
top
Jam,
people that been on this label. Now I'm a part of that history. When they do that 100-year book or whatever, my name is in there. You know what I mean? Like, so I always thought about shit like that. So I went that route. But I feel like now it's 2025. Like, you could Google, you know what I mean? You could Google how to create your own independent company and how to, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's just too much information out there now for young artists. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you want to get your money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's what you sign that deal with that label for. You know what I mean? You want that bread. So I feel like there's so many other ways to get your money in this shit now where the power of the label ain't what it once was. Yeah. I'm not knocking labels because, you know what I mean? They do what they do. But I feel like the machine that they used to be, you could become your own machine now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. No knock to no label, but I feel like the artists could become their own machine now. It's too many outlets. It's too many different DSPs and different podcasts, and there's too many ways
streaming
to put your brand out there now, like where you don't have to use that machine hoping they gonna do it. Like you could just do that shit yourself.
I think people are afraid when it comes to rap today because I don't know if it's true or not, but niggas saying the money's just not circulating the same in rap.
That's why you gotta hustle in this shit. You gotta understand, but you gotta come in this shit thinking that, bro. Like niggas in the NBA don't just play ball. They gotta do commercials for brands. You always gotta get money somewhere else, no matter what your lane is. Like whether it's merch, whether it's whatever you're doing. Like you can't just think I'm a rap and get paid from that the rest of my life from me rapping. Now you rapping can create all kind of shit. Put you in this movie, put you in that, all, you know what I mean? Just from you rapping, but you gotta have an open mind to like tequila. You know what I mean? Like it's mad lanes in this shit.
Definitely. You can brand, like
I
you
mean?
said, merch.
I feel like it's branding at this point. You know what I mean? It's all about how you brand yourself as more than an artist. You gotta really move as a brand. You gotta move, you know what I mean? Whatever falls under your umbrella, I feel like you should attack it, be a part of that. Cause you don't know who somebody might not like my music, but they like my weed.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody might not like the weed, but they like me acting. You know what I mean? It's mad different shit that you can create just for your brand. Like
you're a perfect example of that because you got a lot of ventures going on, and your avenue of income is not only rapping. You have your own brand that we just seen here that you showed, the Pablo brand.
Well, yeah, this is new too.
Yeah, so you got that going on. I know you have a store, right?
Yeah, in Harlem, yeah.
You have a store
from the deli.
On.
Yeah.
You started an acting career.
Man.
It was on the Wu-Tang. So there's so many avenues you could do just to have an income. But I think dudes just get stuck in their ways. Maybe if it's fear of trying different things, whatever the case may be. But you're right. You got to be a hustler. Not everybody's a hustler, though. Not everybody can adapt.
But you can have a team around you that's hustling. It don't have to be you. That's the beauty. Team. That's the beauty with this shit. You got to create the right team because that might not. You might just be the brains of it. You know what I mean? You might be the one that know how to do the shit, but you need to have people around you that don't mind grinding for that shit with you. Like, you know what I mean? it feel better later on when we all win. You know what I mean?
You had a freestyle with Tim Westwood. It was like a tribute freestyle for the homie Nipsey.
For Nip.
Yeah. His album is very impactful for me, Victory Lap. That's one of the albums I really listen to when it's my mom's anniversary. You know, it's one of those albums that really get me through a lot. It's very impactful, not only to LA, but to the culture of hip hop. I know you guys had a relationship.
Yeah.
How impactful was he for you?
It wasn't long enough to me. That's how I be feeling about it. Like, I ain't get to be around him. I appreciate the time I got to spend with him and the game I was able to, you know what I mean? But we was kind of so much alike, like we wasn't really, it wasn't really like I had to take it later on as game, like, oh, you know what I mean? But it was like, we was just kicking
Regular
it.
conversation.
Regular convo shit, regular kicking it.
But
But it be
though.
about, you know, shit beyond the music, you know what I mean? Like family, values, like what's important, like shit like that. That the average hood nigga ain't, you know what I'm saying? We be smoking and just had different conversations about shit.
He was giving us game in the music too. He was
100%.
He was definitely educating niggas in the music. And he talked a lot about being independent.
Yeah.
He talked a lot about merch and getting to the bag.
Yeah.
I think
he had the blueprint of this shit.
Absolutely.
15 years ago, like
Yeah.
before, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm getting it, I'm seeing this shit now, like, oh, that's what he meant. But he been fuck the middleman. That's the whole label conversation we just had.
Absolutely.
That's the you creating yourself as a brand, like, you know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot from bro. I just feel like the time was so short lived. You know what I mean?
Being in the rap game for 10 years, you've seen a lot, you experienced a lot. Did you experience any disappointment with your homies or any industry relationships that you had?
Yeah, hell yeah, a lot. Hell yeah. I ain't gonna get into no details, but yeah, hell yeah.
So
This should be I'm not gonna say it ain't real, but it ain't real. Like, you know what I mean?
What you
like
mean?
with some people it's real. It's just like that in regular life though. Some people you gonna run across and you gonna really create a bond and a genuine, you know what I mean?
relationship with.
But the majority it ain't gonna be like that. You know what I mean? And you have to be in this shit long enough to see that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Did you see a lot of loyalty in this shit, or there's no loyalty in this shit? This is everybody for self.
like I said, certain people, only certain individuals don't change. You know what I mean? I could think about 10 years ago when I met them and shit, and I'm like, damn, they the same
haven't
way.
switched up.
They the same way. You know what I mean? Some people I was like this with 10 years ago, I don't even speak. They ain't got my number, I ain't got this.
The problem with loyalty is I think people, even myself, at times confuse loyalty with expectation. And we get that confused. And you can't put expectations on loyalty. I feel like loyalty is unconditional, but
Right.
if a person's gonna be loyal to you just because of this and just because you can provide that, that's just a
Right.
transaction.
Right,
That's
right.
not loyalty to
That's
me.
true.
Like loyalty is hard to find.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I believe that.
Yeah. You have a lot of pain music. For me, I feel like you talk about tragedy in some of your songs. Is that how you cope and you deal with issues or things that you've been through?
So part of it.
Because I know you don't like to see a therapist. I'm not into therapy.
Nah, I'm like Tony Soprano with that shit. I don't want nobody that on me. I'm sitting there telling you, nope. You know, because I feel like that's when a nigga is like, you know what I mean? Like them moments for me, I'm going through it. I don't really want to talk to
So you
nobody
bottle
about
everything
that.
in?
Not even that I bottle it up, but it's like, if I'm gonna talk to somebody, I gotta know that you care about what I'm talking about. It ain't, you know what I mean? It ain't for no check or no shit like that.
True. But sometimes it's hard to give information to people that you know because that same information can be used against you if the relationship ever, falls apart.
Yeah, but a lot of my L's I took like that as far as homies, I'm cool with they homies as well. Like we always together. You know what I mean? So I can actually have them convos with one of the other bros that was cool with that person that might have passed. Like, so we could kind of, you know what I mean? We could vent to each other and shit like that. But I don't even really get into that. I'd rather just do that shit over a beat, because I know somebody somewhere else, they homie just died.
I told you got a heart of a dark-skinned nigga. You definitely, like, you don't got light-skinned nigga tendencies at all. You got emotional.
For what?
The way
nigga sitting there seeing you sad for what?
Yeah.
One thing I learned in this life, don't nobody care, bro.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Nah, you gotta get older to really understand. You know, when you a kid, you know, mommy care, teachers act like they care, the doctor act like, all that shit, they act like they give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get older, you realize, I'm like, give a fuck
Nobody
about nothing, nigga.
Even the person who's listening sometimes don't even give a fuck.
So I feel like it's just better for me as an artist to put that shit on a beat, you know what I'm saying, or write it out as a video, you know what I mean, as a treatment. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like there's so many ways to channel pain through this shit, because I've traveled this whole shit and I've seen that mad people relate to certain stories and certain topics I speak on, like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you listen to music? I know you write music when you're going through shit. Is there certain music or a certain song that you listen to that helps you get through certain shit?
I like old R&B. Nah, it don't even be rap.
I'm taking my dark-skinned nigga card away from
No, old though. Like, I'm talking about like Earth, Wind and Fire, Marvin Gaye, Anita Baker, Evelyn King, all of that type of Sade. Like, I listen to shit like I don't be wanting to hear rap sometimes, because I'm always rapping. So a lot of times if I'm going through it, I be wanting to kind of get the fuck out of, you know what I mean? Like, and that I feel like that music reminds me of my childhood, my moms, my aunties, and shit like that. So that shit kind of, you know what I mean? That music is just, I like all types of music. And I'm predominantly hip hop, rap all day long. So when I get in my little zone or I'm dolo, I put on some other shit, some real music. You know what I mean?
Speaking about your childhood and how you grew up, I know you and your mother was really close.
Yeah, that's my dog.
You say you and your father didn't have the best relationship.
When I was young, nah.
Y'all tight now?
Yeah, that's me and him closer than we ever been. But you know what it was like? I had one of them pops. My pops is Bayesian, he West Indian. So he didn't understand nothing but school.
My dad's
education, you heard? Like, that's all he ever do good in. He felt like if I did good in school, I was gonna be a success.
Yeah.
Like, that's what equals success, doing good in school. And I'm trying to tell a nigga, like, what? Niggas is dropping out, they millionaires.
Yeah.
Kanye's album is called College Dropout. Like, this nigga, you feel me?
Education's important.
But, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna just say that's a West Indian thing, but that,
It
you know what I
definitely
mean?
is, though. It definitely is.
My pops wasn't playing about no school, so I didn't see that young. I was young. I wanted to go be outside with niggas all night who didn't have their pops around. You know what I mean? Who might have didn't have the same household structure I had. And they could be out all night. And they could run the block and rip and run. And I was mad I couldn't do that. But now looking back, it's like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them niggas died. A lot of them niggas went to jail forever. And I was able to do my thing, like, you know what I'm saying? But at that time when I was young, I hated that nigga, like, because he wasn't with no bullshit. And he was a nigga come outside looking for you and all that, like, embarrass you. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm Haitian, so my pops, just imagine.
Same shit.
He was on that. He was on the same type of time, and me and him used to beef a lot.
I was more scared of my pops than the police, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. And me and my mother, we had a real close relationship. But me and my dad, after me sitting down for a little bit, I came home. I'm like, you know what? That's one relationship I got to repair, because we only have one father at the end of the day.
One pop, one mom.
And it's not until I was sitting down. There's certain shit that niggas be saying that hits later on in life. So my dad will always repeat himself. He's like, nigga, there's no friends in this shit. You always chasing your friends. I'm the nigga who want to be outside. I want to chill with my niggas or whatever like that. He's like, yo, listen, man, there ain't no such thing as friends. And when you get yourself in that situation, and you look at life and you look back and you're like, damn.
Oh, jail show you more than anything.
Oh, like, there's really no friends.
You dolo, bro.
Yeah, like, now this shit's
I mean, you got people that got love for you and shit like that, but even them people, it's like I always say, like, out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? If you, in jail, put you out of sight, out of mind. And if it ain't like a female, you know what I mean, that you might have been doing things, I mean, like, if it ain't like something like that where it's like a physical attachment, motherfuckers forget about you.
Quick.
In that time, you know what I mean? So I feel like God just put us on certain journeys to prepare us for whatever it is we supposed to be doing out here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all the shit I went through, it strengthened my mind, my whole shit, as far as how I move, how I look at shit, the game I give to the bros that's trying to do the same. You know what I mean? Like, I just got a different outlook on it now. Like, you know what I mean?
You being a father today, is there things that your father did with you that you learned from him and you also use as being a parent?
Yeah, my pops was heavy on chess, the game of chess. And as minute as that may seem, bro, that shit is like real life, you heard?
That shit is life.
Nah, I'm telling you, like, cards, all that shit cool, checkers, you know what I mean? It's cool, it's cute, you know what I mean? It's fun.
This is life.
But my dad taught me and my brother how to fight and chess mad early. And I do the same with my daughters. You know what I mean? I teach them how to protect themselves, put their hands up if somebody, you know what I mean? And I teach them the meaning behind chess. Like, you know what I mean? Every piece on this board count. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at one piece bigger than the other. Now you got pieces that's more powerful on this board, but every piece count. You know what I'm saying? And Kyrie 8, Kobe is 4. So I want to instill that in them right now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just how to move on that chessboard, because that's how you move in life. I feel this whole shit is a game of chess.
Absolutely. I definitely
You got to think before you make a decision. You heard? In chess, you can't just make that move. You might make that move and nigga get you. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be like, you got to see it 3-4 plays.
And you got to see the
whole
board.
If I make that move, this could happen. That could happen. Let me draw back. Let me bring my, you know what I mean? I feel like chess really could compare to life. Like, so yeah, that's something I got from my pops that I definitely do with my daughters.
Having daughters, I know that had to change you on the way you move around. How has that helped you as far as, you know, just in your life? I feel like having a daughter, I feel like a lot of niggas change when they have daughters.
Calm down, bro. You know what I mean? I'm still me. But I think, it's chess all over again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that the game of chess came back into the play when they was born. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of situations I gotta relax. You know what I mean? It's more important getting back to them over proving to a nigga whatever the fuck I'm trying to prove in that moment. What's really important is getting back home.
To you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care how mad you get. Now, if you trying to harm me, that could go how that could go. But as far as just me giving energy to minute bullshit that I used to always do, it'd be like, I gotta get back to the crib. Yeah. I got people way more important than this motherfucker I'm talking to right here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Being in this rap shit, you find that hard to stay away from the bullshit? Because I know when you was younger, you got yourself into some trouble. You did time. But is it hard? Because they say being a rapper is one of the most dangerous jobs. Is it hard to stay away
not hard. It's just
bullshit?
It's not hard. I just feel like in this world, you got like mad mystery haters. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just mysterious. Like, they don't show you know what I mean? They might not show their face. They might. And when they do show their face, it be love. So I think that's what make this shit tricky. You gotta really know who you're around. You know what I'm saying? Like, more than anything, know your personnel. Like,
yeah, you definitely
know your squad.
Surroundings.
And make sure your squad on what you on. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have that same eye you got watching everything moving. Cause this shit it can get real tricky. You know what I'm saying? Cause I feel like niggas think you just made a song and got rich.
Oh yeah, niggas definitely pocket watching.
You know what I mean? So he made it. So with that thought, it's like I could make a song and get. I mean, like, but why he got it and I ain't got? So that create all kind of
weird shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's not hard to avoid it. You gotta schedule your shit. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't doing certain shit. I'm gonna go to the stool. I'm gonna go see my guys for a second, kick it with them. I'm in the crib. I'm gonna go to the gym. If I got an event I gotta be at, I'm gonna be at that. I'm back in the crib. And like, you gotta just like find your bop in this shit. You can't be in everybody's face all the time.
Can't stick and move.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be trying to be.
As you get older, you realize being home is a great place to be.
That shit fire.
It's a great place to be.
I love the crib more than I ever loved the crib.
Like, that's how you know you get a little bit older and wiser. I know we on the clock and we gotta go. I really appreciate you. Definitely made up for, you know, our first interaction. you came through today and you really spoke your mind and you definitely gave some game today, and I really appreciate that. And hopefully, we could do this again, man. I really
no problem, bro.
appreciate
You know the vibe.
Like I said, you a Boston resident. You've been out here doing your thing for a while, man. We ain't gonna speak too much about it because I see how you move. You stay away from the controversy.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I like how you move, bro. But more success to you, and hopefully your acting career, you don't stay.
Yeah,
you don't stray away from that. You stay with that.
We still doing that.
Yeah, you gotta stay with it, man. But I appreciate you, East, man.
Nah, you already know.
It's BNF. We signing out, man.
Shit.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Nah, you already know.